The virtualization part we have already discussed, and I hope you know about the concept of virtualization, right?
Yeah.
How many types of virtualization we have?
We have two types.
Which one?
Um, we have a hypervisor one and a hypervisor two.
Hmm.
Hypervisor one is the normal virtual machines where we build, and hypervisor two is the VMware workstations.
Bare metal virtualization and hosted virtualization, we can say that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The bare metal virtualization in the sense on the base machine, you are going to set up a new tool, and over a tool, you are going to install the virtual machines or create the virtual machines.
Yeah.
But the hosted virtualization, definitely you need to install one mediator, one operating system, and over operating system, you should install one tool or software, and then we are able to create a virtual machine.
Yeah.
Huge gap between both
Mm-hmm.
because with the help of hosted virtualization, no any organization can set up their environment by using hypervisor type 2 because this is only for the training and testing purpose.
Okay.
VMware Workstation, VMware Fusion, Virtual PC, right? VirtualBox. So these tools are basically considered as a hypervisor type 2, or you can also say that hosted virtualization.
Hosted virtualization. Yes.
Every organization want to establish their virtual infrastructure always with the help of hypervisor type 1. Clear? So in
Yeah.
case of hypervisor type 1, number of examples that we have like Hyper-V, Microsoft that provided by Microsoft, Hyper-V, OpenStack, Citrix, Zen Server, and ESXi host. So
Okay.
our agenda, we are going to discuss each and every topics related to the VMware virtualization, right? The ESXi host. Not
Yes.
only
Okay.
the ESXi host, we are also going to discuss about the vCenter server, share storage, right? Domain
Yeah.
management, networking, lots of component involved in case of hypervisor type 1, or you can say that with ESXi host.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so start from the very basic. The ESXi, you know that n number of version of ESXi are available.
Mm-hmm.
Started from ESXi 4.0, 5.0, 5.5, 6.0, 6.5, 7.0, and the latest one 8.0.
8.0. Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
So in 8.0, like definitely it is directly integrated with the cloud, means you can easily connect your on-premises virtual infrastructure with any cloud platform. Like I'm talking about the Azure, AWS, or any other
Mm-hmm.
cloud provider that you are going to use to set up our infrastructure.
Okay.
So in today's class, I'm going to guide you about the very basic, means how to
Mm-hmm.
install ESXi host, and
Mm-hmm.
also we'll discuss about the identification of ESXi.
Okay.
To perform the all task, I'm just going to take the RDP of my workstation. This is
Mm-hmm.
my workstation with 32 GB of RAM and 1 TB of HDD and 512 SSD with Core i5 processor, 4 core
Mm-hmm.
processor.
Okay.
So we have enough space to set up our ESXi host. Not
Mm-hmm.
only the ESXi, we are also able to establish our vCenter server because without vCenter server, no
Mm-hmm.
use of ESXi environment.
Okay.
This is our workstation machine, and I'm going to like I just show you the steps how we can establish our infrastructure. You have idea about VMware workstation?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So in this case, although I have already installed ESXi host in our machine, but if you want, I can show you the steps how we can install the ESXi.
Yeah, I would like to know that because I haven't done
Sure.
ESXi installation,
Hmm.
and also if you can provide me the files where I can try and install on my laptop as well.
Definitely, I'll share the all software that required to set up our lab.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I just started this machine, so that is why it is taking time to open VMware workstation.
Okay.
But meanwhile, let me help you to understand about the prerequisite to install our ESXi host. To install any ESXi host, right? The prerequisites are basically we are trying to understand about the installation
Mm-hmm.
of ESXi host 8.0, right? We are going to perform all the tasks with
Okay.
8.0. The
Okay.
prerequisites are minimum
Mm-hmm.
4 GB of RAM, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 2 core of CPU,
Okay.
also up to 120 GB of, not mandatory, 80 GB of HDD,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Yeah, I just try to log into my system as well parallelly.
And
Yeah, I logged off from the other class,
okay,
other device.
uh, 80 GB of RAM, oh, sorry, 80 GB of storage, one Gbps to 10 Gbps of NIC, right? Network interface card.
Yeah.
This is the hardware requirement, right? that we need to keep in our mind. This is the hardware requirement. And second important part, you need to understand about the ISO image. You need to download the ISO image,
Mhm.
and then you can proceed to install.
Okay.
Everything is okay. Let me check the status of VMware workstation. Otherwise, I need to restart my workstation again. Give me 1 minute. Let me restart.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so this is our VMware workstation, and let me install our ESXI host 8.0. Very basic steps required. First of all, you need to verify the location of software because it required a ISO image, right? We must need to provide the ISO image. So ISO image I have already downloaded ISO image and put it into the external hard drive. So I just connected an external hard drive software folder and vSphere ISO. Okay, old. No problem. Just give me 1 minute. The capacity of ISO image is very lightweight, like it's a just 300 something MB. Sorry,
Okay.
600 MB,
Okay.
right? If we compare the ISO image with the another operating system like the Windows 7 or Windows 10 operating system, you
Mm-hmm.
need to give up to 4 GB of RAM,
Then okay.
right? Minimum 4.5, 6.0 GB of hard disk ISO image required to install. But this
Okay.
is lightweight operating system because will consume very less space from our machine, and the
Mm-hmm.
rest of space it will provide us for the virtual machines, means that you can create a virtual machines by remaining space, the remaining configuration.
Okay. Yeah, so I got a new hardware for my new laptop with a 32 GB RAM and 1 TB
Great.
hard. Yeah, so that
Eh,
should be
hmm.
as per your recommendation. Yes, I got that.
Okay, ISO image we downloaded successfully. This is our ISO image of ESXi 8.0, and we are going to use the same ISO image to install our operating system, install our ESXi host basically, because this one is the latest version of ESXi, so mandatory we need to perform all the tasks with the help of this particular version, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back to the VMware workstation, and in the VMware workstation, although number of virtual machines are already available, let me
Mm-hmm.
proceed and create new virtual machine. Go to the file, new virtual machine, proceed
Mm-hmm.
with and also assign the ISO image. So we just downloaded our ISO image. You can assign directly from software or directly from the download. So this is ESXi 8.0. Open
Mm-hmm.
it. Next, select others and
So
no
this
in VMware
like
ESX.
this. Yeah.
So we are using ESXi 8
Eight.
17 Pro. So that is the reason we are not able to find the ESXi 8.0. So not an issue. We are just going to proceed with this. Type the name of ESXi host hyphen 8. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And proceed with next. Hard disk, I'm going to provide 80 gig of hard drive. Proceed with next and click on customize.
So is
It
it
will provide.
mandatory for 80 gigs or?
Yeah, in the starting, we need to provide the 80 gig because the virtual machine that we are going to create will
Mhm.
put our virtual machine in shared storage, not local storage.
Okay.
We always store our operating system, always create virtual machine using shared storage.
Shared storage, yes. Like in real time, we will be doing it on a data stores or, yeah, I get you.
Do not use local storage, right? Do not use local storage to create our virtual machines.
Okay.
Uh, 4 GB RAM, we are going to proceed and make it 8 GB minimum because we'll create a multiple virtual machine. So that's why I'm going to proceed with the minimum 8 GB of RAM. Always use bridge connection because I want to get access from uh, IP address from our DSCP, means the Wi-Fi router.
Mhm.
Click OK and finish. Start your virtual machine and boot from the ISO image that we attached.
Okay.
Process is started.
Mhm.
And we need to follow the steps. It will hardly take 5 to 7 minutes. Same procedure, right? Same procedure you need to use. Same procedure you need to use in case of our on-premises ESXi installation. If you are going to install ESXi host directly to the computer,
Mhm.
create a bootable pen drive of ESXi 8.0 and plug in your pen drive with the machine and restart it. In progress, we have to wait for a few more minutes.
Okay.
Trying to calculate the all required file. If everything is okay, then it will proceed for the next step. Enter to continue, right? We just need to press enter.
Mhm.
F11 to accept the term and conditions, right? To continue.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to proceed with the F11.
Mhm.
Then it will ask you for root account. 80 gig hard drive that we provided. Next, next. And this is our root password. Always try to configure complex password. Last final step, F11 again. Installation in progress, right?
Yeah.
So it will hardly take 5 to 7 minutes more. Once our ESXi host is ready to use, we are going to understand about how we can configure the ESXi services. And we have a multiple method, right? We have a multiple method to access our ESXi host. Multiple method to access our ESXi host, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
Method are DCUI, method are DCUI plus you can access your ESXi host with the help of graphical user interface. I'm talking about the GUI
Mm-hmm.
and one more
Mm-hmm.
option you can use SSH. SSH
Yes.
in the sense like by using the PuTTY terminal, we are
Okay.
able to access by using the PuTTY terminal, we are able to access our
Yes. Exactly.
ESXi host.
Yeah.
In progress, 57% completed. Hit enter to reboot. We successfully installed the ESXi host,
Mhm.
right? We successfully installed the ESXi host, and now it's time to understand about the different types of options which are available. Restart it, wait for a few more minutes.
Okay.
And we are getting a one IP address, right? And this is the default IP address provided by our Wi-Fi router because we are using bridge connection. So in case
Mhm,
of bridge connection, if you are going to put your computer or virtual machine in bridge connection, definitely the Wi-Fi router will assign the IP address to our computer, our virtual machine.
mhm,
Okay, so we have a multiple way to get the access of ESXi host. The panel that we are able to see, this is considered as a DCUI, means
mhm,
direct console user interface. And the work of direct console user interface can help us to configure the settings of our ESXi, like
mhm,
reset the password, configure manual IP address, configure DNS, lots
mhm.
of tasks like SSH. You want to configure the SSH, you can also do that. So
That
simple step, press F2. You just need to log in,
as a root.
F2, then provide the root password.
Okay.
And whenever we provide the password, it will redirect us on the page of configuration. So this is the configuration panel.
Mhm,
In the configuration page, right, we can get the access of configure password. This is the panel where we can reset the current password. Like I don't want to continue with the basic password that I already configured. I'm
mhm,
going to proceed with another password, so you can reset by using this particular option.
mhm,
Number second, check configure management network. So as per the name suggests, configure management network, in this particular part, we just need to hit enter and it will provide a multiple option. VLAN
mhm.
option also available. What is VLAN?
Uh, Virtual network, so which is all local network where we provide all the IP address and the subnet mask and all that.
Any practical use of VLAN?
For this security, so for the practical use, I would say, for VLAN is which VLAN at the network has to be connected. It's on networking thing where they assign a particular VLAN for all the connectivity and all that to specific environment and specific.
VLAN, as per the name suggests, virtual LAN is applicable to segregate the network in different department. For
Yeah.
example, you have only one switch, right? You have only one switch, physical switch I'm talking about,
Hmm.
and the total number of ports which are available in our switch up to maybe um, 24 ports,
Yeah.
and you want to divide your 24 ports in
Into
three different
maybe.
department:
Yeah.
HR department, sales department, and maybe IT department.
Hmm.
So VLAN come into the picture. So I don't want to configure the VLAN right now. Just go back to the IPv4 and hit enter, and it gave you the information about the IPv management.
Hmm.
Disable IPv4, use dynamic IPv4 and network configuration. And then
Hmm.
again, the another option is related to set static IP address. So I hope you know about the gap between static IP address and dynamic IP address, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Static IP address, you are going to fix the IP address.
IP address dynamic is system as automatically
Dynamic
generating.
means it may be changed.
Yeah. It will change as
It will
whenever you
change.
log in, it will IP address changes. Yes.
Correct. It may be changed out on every login.
Okay.
Okay. So right now I'm going to proceed with the manual IP address. I don't want to go with the default dynamic IP address. So you just need to scroll down and press space bar. The same
Mhm.
IP address that provided by the same IP address that provided by my DSCPR access point. I wanted to
Mhm.
utilize the same IP address for this machine. Hit enter to save the setting. All good, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Apart from this, IPv6 also available. DNS configuration and custom DNS. DNS configuration basically applicable. DNS
Mhm.
configuration is basically applicable whenever we perform the task, right? Whenever
Mhm.
we add our domain controller, whenever we add our domain controller to control the feature of ESXi, then the DNS and custom DNS suffix required. Not now, because right now we don't have any kind of domain controller in the environment. So press skip
Mm-hmm.
Y to save the settings.
Okay.
Now we good with configuration. We successfully configured our manual IP address with the help of this UI. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going back because we need to start our virtualization journey with the help of GUI method, not directly CLI, because CLI come into the picture whenever we perform the troubleshooting call apart.
Okay.
So open any browser and make sure the machine must be communicate to each other. You just need to open the page, open browser, type 192.168. The IP address that we configure 414.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hit enter. It will redirect you on this particular page. Go to the advanced and proceed to unsafe. Because we
Mm-hmm.
don't have SSL certificate, so you can proceed with the unsafe. It
Mm-hmm.
will
Okay.
give us a wizard where we can use our user ID and password. So by default, the user ID is root
Mm-hmm.
and the password that you configure while set up and install ESXi. And this is the first look of our ESXi host, right?
Yeah.
Our responsibility, we should know about the each and every features which are available on ESXi. Host, manage, monitor, virtual machine, storage, networking.
Mm-hmm.
So we should know about the work of each and every options which are available in this particular panel.
Okay.
Start from the very basic host. The meaning
Mm-hmm.
of host, it is related to the hardware configuration that you provided,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Hardware configuration like how much RAM, how much storage, what is IP address that you provided, any DNS IP address that you provided, all the information that you can find by clicking on the host option.
Post option.
Let's start from the top, right? Let's start from the top.
Mm-hmm.
We can find CPU usage, memory usage, and storage usage.
Yeah. CPU memory and storage. Yeah. So CPU we gave
Only
to
3% usage of CPU,
CPU
20% of memory because we provided 8 GB of memory, right?
memory.
And
Yeah.
you are not authorized to use the local storage
Yeah.
to create any virtual machine,
Mm-hmm.
right? Reason behind this,
Mm-hmm.
recently VMware did lots of changes with their features and
Okay.
they already describe if you are going to
Mm-hmm.
put your virtual machine in the local storage,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not responsible for your virtual machine. In case our ESXi host is damaged,
Yeah.
here, in
Okay.
case
Yeah.
of your ESXi host is damaged, I'm not able to revert back your virtual machine.
Okay. Local storage. Okay. So always we have to select external storage. Okay.
You always, not external, share
Mm-hmm.
storage
Share storage. Okay.
because you need to set up SAN storage or you can say that NAS storage.
Nice
Correct?
storage. Yeah.
Okay, so fine. Apart from this, we are able to find version of ESXi, default name of your ESXi host, and CPU, memory, virtual flash memory, network, your IP address, IPv4, IP address, IPv6, both the
Mm-hmm.
information available, DNS available, IPv6 enable. So you can collect the all information related to your ESXi hardware and settings.
Settings. Okay. And
Second,
here we can't change any configuration, right? Like, if we have to change the IP address or we have to assign to the new VLAN and all that, we can't do it here, right? We have to go to the, again, config mode, and then that is where we have to do this, right?
actually, no one can use as we discussed like in the starting of session.
Mm-hmm.
No any organization can use VMware Workstation.
Okay.
VMware Workstation tool, the tool that we are using, it is applicable only and only for testing and training purpose, not for
Mm-hmm.
production environment.
Oh, yeah. No.
right?
Yes, of course.
So
Yeah,
if you want to make any changes with the hardware, what you need to do, you need to change your RAM physically. You need to
mhm,
attach a hard drive physically. So
yeah,
this is the tool that we are using. It is only for the training purpose, only for the testing purpose.
yeah.
All okay.
Okay.
Now, so if you want to make any changes with the hardware, please buy the device or component like
Mhm.
RAM, processor, and all, and the net.
Right, okay. No, I'm not saying about the CPU and memory. I'm asking about the network configuration.
Yeah, for network configuration, yes, we need to use it. Like we need to configure virtually.
Virtually, okay. Okay, I get you. Yeah, I'm good. You can continue now.
Great. So now, see, we should know about the how we can start our journey with virtualization, right?
Yeah.
So we almost discuss about the identification, how we can take the RDP of not RDP, how we can access GUI of
Hmm.
our ESXi host, right?
Yeah.
We are able to access our ESXi host GUI in this format of GUI,
Hmm.
and now we need to work with virtual machines. We need to create a virtual machine by using our ESXi host.
Okay.
Can we take a small break? Actually, my pen tab is not working fine, so I need to check it.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, please just take a 10-minute break and let me
Yeah, sure.
resolve my pen tab issues.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Thank you. Vinay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
ESXi installed successfully, right?
Yeah.
And I'm facing some issue with the pen tab. So tomorrow I'll give you class on using smartboard
Okay.
for theoretical part, because if your theoretical part is okay, then definitely you can resolve any problem related to the ESXi.
Okay.
So I'll try because I haven't tried. I just recently added one smartboard at my home, so I'll try to check it, the experience of smartboard.
Hmm.
So, and now the ESXi that we can access through DC UI. What is DC UI?
CUI. I haven't heard this.
Hmm, Web access
Web
and
app and
PuTTY.
yeah.
DCUI is the direct console user interface.
Direct control. It's okay.
Direct console, not control. Direct console user
Console. Okay.
interface.
Mhm.
And
So
second,
you have to. So if you have to do that, maybe using the direct console means we have to use the console cable and access the ESXi host, right?
right.
That's what.
So
Yeah.
basically, it is applicable to perform lots of tasks. It will help you to configure password, right?
Yeah.
Reset the password
Resets. Yeah.
and configure IP address,
Yeah.
configure DNS,
Mhm.
and also SSH.
Yeah.
The shell.
Yeah. Shell one. Yeah.
Web access, it means that you want to access a GUI, create VM,
Mhm.
manage network, and also storage part.
Mhm.
PuTTY terminal is one of important tool that we are going to use. By using this particular option, we can troubleshoot. Means if you are not able to perform and troubleshoot the issues with the help of GUI, then the PuTTY terminal will help us, and with the help of PuTTY terminal, we can access our ESXi and perform all the tasks related to troubleshooting of virtual machine, ESXi, networking, storage, and all activity. We can do that.
Exactly.
Now it's time to start our activity with the virtual machines management, because without virtual machine we cannot use the storage, we cannot use the networking wala part, and monitoring also not applicable. If you don't have a workload, how we can monitor the network usage, storage usage, CPU usage, RAM usage, right? To
Okay.
create a virtual machine, let's start with the virtual machines management. Click on VM, zero virtual machine, because we just established our ESXi host. Click on
Mhm.
create virtual machine. Three different method we have to create our VM. Create fresh new virtual machine. Create virtual machine with the help of OR, OVF, and OR file.
Mhm.
OVF open virtual file.
Mhm.
OVA open virtual application.
Yeah. Okay.
And both are the type of templates of our virtual machine. Both are a type
Machine.
of
The
template of
templates.
virtual machine.
Machines.
And the last option is register an existing virtual machine. Let's take an example. The
Mhm.
ESXi, multiple ESXi that you are going to establish in the production environment. ESXi host 1, and this one is our ESXi 2, right? And the
Yeah.
virtual machine that you establish, already established in one virtual machine, and you want to transfer the same virtual machine to second ESXi, then register VM come into the picture.
Mhm.
All okay?
Yeah.
I think we good. Let me proceed with the first one, because we don't have another ESXi and we don't have any OVA file.
Yeah.
Select create virtual machine, proceed with next. Type the name of your virtual machine, like I'm going to create a virtual machine, maybe Windows 10 or maybe Windows 11.
Mhm.
Select the ESXi family, operating system family, and
Mhm.
then type of operating system. Always try to set up a virtual machine by using 64-bit. Why it is
Okay.
important? Because 32-bit based virtual machine not applicable for you can say that not applicable for um, um to perform the task of fault tolerance, to perform the task of HA and DRS not supported for 32-bit virtual machine.
Okay.
Next, and this is the
Even in
place
real time also that is the case for 32-bit.
always. Yeah, yeah. We are talking about the real-time activity.
Okay, okay, okay.
The point, the practical, the steps that we are using, the same steps are required in case of setup our real environment, not only the virtual environment.
Okay, okay.
This is the panel of storage. Unfortunately, we don't have any storage.
Mhm.
For now, I need to add one storage to create virtual machine, and then we'll perform the task of share storage as well.
Okay.
So definitely you need to open your base machine
Mhm.
from VMware Workstation, go to the virtual machines properties, settings. One hard disk is applicable for ESXi. This is
Mhm.
responsible to contain the files of ESXi
And,
host. And
and
I'm going to add one more hard drive with capacity of maybe 80 GB.
mhm.
Add. You are making a changes with the base machine, so please restart
Mhm.
and wait for a few more minutes.
Okay.
Start it. Restart it. I'm going back to the GUI page. Refresh the page of GUI. Again, log in with the help of root account. Can we proceed and create a new virtual machine with the storage that we added?
Yes.
Okay, so let me check if it is highlighted. Still, we are not
Mhm.
able to find any storage. So click new data store, VMFS, because this is
Mhm.
the local storage.
Yeah.
One hard disk is available with 80 GB. This is the
Mhm.
type of local storage. Next, 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 finish. Created. Back to
Okay.
the VM and create new virtual machine. Again, same procedure, 64-bit mandatory.
Mhm.
Next. How much storage do you want to provide? So definitely we 20 gig enough for the
Okay.
Windows 10 operating system.
Windows 10.
4 GB of RAM, 2 core of processor. In the
Mhm.
hard disk, we are able to find three options.
Mhm.
Thin provision, thick provision, lazy,
Please.
zeroed, and
Mm.
thick provision, lazy, zeroed.
Yes. Yes.
Eagerly and zero,
Zero.
lazy.
Mhm.
I'm going to proceed with thin provision because what happened in case
Mhm.
of thin provision, it will consume the space only the space that
It is using.
actual used.
Actually use. Yeah.
Next and finish. Our virtual machine is ready to use. Now we don't have operating system, right? We haven't
Yeah.
assigned any kind of operating system.
Mhm.
Turn on. No operating system found. please all control delete, go to the action. In action, we just need to click on edit setting and select CD and DVD. Do not proceed with the host, select data storage ISO image. Unfortunately, we don't have any data storage, so please try to upload one ISO image.
Mhm.
Select upload and upload the ISO image. Which operating system? Client, Windows 11. Start it, and it will also take time.
Yeah, upload. And using this image, we can build multiple VMs, right? Using this ISO image.
With the help of single ISO image, we can create multiple virtual
Different
machines.
images.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
35% completed. Wait for a few more minutes.
Mhm. After end of the class, maybe sometime today, can you share this ISO images and ESXI?
All software. Yeah, definitely will
Yeah.
share all software.
So I can maybe
Hmm.
not tomorrow, but over the week, I will start building my lab.
Sure.
Standard.
ISO image install, upload it, select,
Mhm.
and also make sure this is
You
connected.
connect to the network. Okay.
And
So
now
in a real
install.
time, yeah, in real time, do we need to connect the network directly, or do we need to uncheck the network? Because sometimes, what I heard from the Windows admin is when I restore, like I work in backups, when I restore a VM or restore a VM, they always say that do not connect our network. So they want, because that sometimes picks other networks, other IP addresses and all that.
Mhm.
So, so but here we are directly connecting to the network, right?
Yeah, actually, we are not restoring. We are trying to set up a new virtual machine.
Okay.
We are installing virtual machine to perform all the tasks.
Okay. So once the virtual machine is built, can't we assign the IP address then, or we have to assign the IP address prior to that?
After once we are ready with that, we are going to assign the IP address.
Okay, but we are only connecting to the network, but not assigning the IP. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. I think you have to click on I accept.
Yep. Installation is in progress.
Yeah.
Installation almost completed, right?
Still go. Yeah, almost. Yes.
Okay, so once our virtual machine is ready to use, we are going to perform the task related to VMware tools and the configuration of virtual machine. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so this is all about for today's session, and we are going to connect tomorrow. Okay,
Okay, no problem. Can you send me this video recording and the files
all
for?
the all the details will share you via Google Drive, like virtual machine. Sorry,
Okay.
ISO image of all the software that is required, and also we'll share the recording.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We'll talk to
Yeah.
you. So tomorrow, what is the timing? Is it at 4 o'clock or?
3:30 we are going to connect.
Oh, okay, 3:30. Okay, not
Yeah.
3 o'clock, right? Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Thank you.
So we'll come. Thank you so much for today.